Hello, welcome to this week's weekly weight loss vlog. It's Tuesday, the 2nd of April. We're a day late because it's been Easter and I have been chilling my beans a little bit, having a bit of time off Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So, yeah, we're a day late. I have done a little bit of work, a smidge of work this weekend, but I've done no lives, I've done no sort of recordings or anything like that, and I've been ready for a little bit of a break, and I've enjoyed it. But that doesn't mean the weight loss journey has ended. It doesn't mean it hasn't been a focus. Of course, it's been a focus. But yeah, so for this week, yeah, we've got a slightly later weekly weight loss vlog, and we've got loads to go through. So I'm not gonna hang about. There's loads I want to talk about in this vlog. First of all, check-in day. It was my check-in day on Friday. Check-in day 7. So I weigh in every 2 weeks. So it's basically been 40. I say, yeah, he's checking. Yeah, 7. Number 7. 14 weeks into 2024. And how did it go? Well, if you watch my last, maybe not my last, my weekly weight loss vlog from my last check-in, I had gained 2.6 pounds. And I thought that was because water retention due to being back on my creatine gummies. Now, if it had been water retention due to my recent taking of creatine gummies, then 7-10 days after sort of getting into or the creatine getting into your system, it causes water retention, but that can or should settle down after a few days. So basically, this check-in, if I was correct with my surmising that the 2.6 gain that I saw wasn't body fat, how could it be? I've been in a calorie deficit, was from water retention from taking creatine. I would see a pretty decent drop this check-in. Fingers crossed. Did I get that decent drop? Yes, I did. Minus 5.2 pounds. So I saw a 5.2 pound drop. Is that 5.2 pounds of body fat? No. Again, a chunk of that will have been water retention from the previous sort of gain. But yeah, a 5.2 pound drop, which means a 19.2 pound drop on the scales since the 1st of January. Now, let me put up my progress sheet. This is an example of a progress sheet similar, well, virtually identical to what my clients get. So if you did join me on my one-to-one plan, you check in with me every 2 weeks and you get a progress sheet just like this. And not only do I track weight with my clients, I also track measurements and steps as well. And you get a graph and you can see, how your progress is going. We log the date. So as you see there, I checked in on the 12th, the 26th, the 9th, the 23rd, the 1st, the 12th, 26th of Jan, the 9th, 23rd of February, and the 1st, 15th, and 29th of March. Now, I did have that one where I just went a week. I normally check in every 2 weeks, but I wanted to flip my check-in dates around. So when was that? Was that check-in 5? Was just a week between... am I right there? Yeah, check-in 5 between check-in 4 and check-in 5. And I lost, I lost in that check-in. And that's in a week, 2.8 pounds. Yeah, so check-ins every 2 weeks. So you can see that. Then we log your weight and then you get a nice graph to see your progress. But I just want you to see from that graph, this is when I always talk about weight loss isn't linear. We don't see these smooth drops. And this, for me, is a perfect example of the way I lose weight. I don't know why it happens. I'll be honest with you. I don't, 100% know why it happens. But I tend to, when I start a weight loss phase, as I've been in since the 1st of Jan, I get a really big drop at the beginning. Now, I know why that happens because I get a whoosh effect. But not only do I get a whoosh effect, so I reckon I gained about 5 pounds of water retention from Christmas. So my first check-in there of 6.6 pounds, probably a good 4 to 5 pounds of water retention gone. And then, 1 to 2, a couple of pounds maybe of body fat. Second check-in, I saw another big drop of 5.4 pounds. Probably 4 or 5 pounds of that is body fat. I don't know why. When I start weight loss phase, I just drop not only water retention and some body fat quite quickly. If you then see, like, my weight loss was quite slow in February. I didn't really lose, you know, what, £2 over a month. Then in March, well, I suppose if you actually class March, 1st of March, 29th of Feb. So I suppose if you did class that as possibly a February check-in as well, still, no, actually, I'm probably wrong there. I just sort of had those small losses in the middle. But again, what I'm trying to prove here is weight loss isn't linear. 6.6 pound drop, then a 5.4 pound drop, then a 1.2 pound drop, then a 0.6 of a pound drop, then a 2.8 pound drop, then a 2.6 pound gain, then a 5.2 pound drop. I have been in a consistent calorie deficit every single week, right? Consistent. But you just don't see linear results. You don't see exactly £2 coming off every 2 weeks, even though we're trying to lose a pound a week on average. Anyway, I'm absolutely well chuffed. I did say to myself, this was my target. And it was a top end target. If I'm being honest with you, it was. I wanted to lose 14 pounds of body fat in the first month. Now, as I just said there, £5 of that loss, that 19.2 pound loss, will have been water retention. So I've lost 14.2 pounds of body fat in 14 weeks. Happy as Larry. I actually thought I was putting myself in a slightly bigger deficit than that, but I obviously haven't been. Though, when I just said there, I've lost quite a lot of weight in my first 2 check-ins, first 4 weeks. The fact I've lost 5.2 pounds this check-in, again, my weight loss can go like that, where I can see big drops, then they kind of even out for 4 to 6 weeks, and then I see big drops again. Again, sometimes things just can't be explained, but it's just the way it works. And next check-in, which is a week on Thursday, it's going to be, because I'm away on the Friday on a stag do. Would I be surprised if I saw another decent drop on the scales where I definitely went into like minus 22, 23 pounds? No, I wouldn't. Like I say, I can have these sort of 4 weeks where I see big losses, then some smaller losses for a few weeks. Again, weight loss isn't linear. Anyway, there's my progress sheet, and I'm chuffed. I am, honestly, I'm absolutely buzzing. Yeah, to lose 19, whether some of that is water retention or not, I'm still 19.2 pounds down from the 1st of January. And I've been documenting these weekly weight loss vlogs now till mid-end of January, something like that. And I've talked very open and honestly about what I've been eating. And what I want you guys to take from this is, I've not over-restricted myself. I've talked about having kebabs. I've talked about having pizza. 2 weeks ago, right in the middle of this check-in, so my last check-in where I gained 2.6 pounds, that weekend, I went out and had a maintenance week. It didn't quite end up a maintenance week. I was still probably 1,000, maybe 1,500 calories in a deficit, but I've still seen that 5.2 pound loss after having that. So, you know, weight loss isn't linear, and there's also no need to over-restrict yourself, because if you go back through all my weekly weight loss vlogs, and I've talked about what I've been eating, what I've been doing. You know, yes, I didn't drink alcohol January, February, but I had a few pints the first weekend of March. I had a couple the second weekend, and it was literally 2. Third weekend, I've had a big, I had a big blowout, went out with my mates for the day, got a bit drunk, had a hangover day on the Sunday. Last weekend, did I have a beer last weekend? If I did, maybe 1 bottle of, oh no, I did. I went to the, I got a pass. Mates said, nip to the pub for a couple of bites. I did. I went out for another couple of beers, and I did. And then this weekend, although this doesn't count, I will talk about that in my food. It's been Easter weekend, and I've been out and about, enjoying myself. Easter weekend. If I had over restricted myself, if I'd not had any takeaways, yeah, if I'd not had any freedom, not had any beer, nothing like that, would I have lost more weight? Yes. I would have been in a bigger deficit, right? But what I need to ask myself, or what you need to ask yourself is, I don't need to ask myself this because I know the answer is, if I had over-restricted myself, would I have been as consistent as I have been in sticking to what I've done for 14 weeks? And the honest answer is no. Over-restriction, and the science proves this. There's been loads of, controlled studies done on different types of diets, and the data shows that people that over restrict themselves trying to lose weight, yes, they'll lose weight quite quickly. They'll lose a good amount of weight while they're on this dieting phase, as it were. But the science shows that eventually they gain that weight back and more, sooner rather than later. And I always talk about the tortoise and the hare, and you've got to be the tortoise. Now, don't get me wrong, I want to lose a pound a week on average. So what I tend to do is how I track, am I on track with my progress, as it were? Now, I know some of that includes water retention, but I'm still going to count it as 19.2 pounds of weight. And I want to lose a pound a week on average. 14 weeks, 19.2 divided by 14 is 1.37 pounds a week on average. We're trying to lose a pound a week on average, or that's what I class as healthy, sustainable, consistent weight loss. If you're anywhere around that one, you're in a good spot. If you're quite a bit above it, you might be a little bit restrictive. If you're quite a bit below it, you might not be as accurate as you need to be with your calories, or your calorie allowance is wrong. I'm at 1.37 after 14 weeks, including water weight, so I'm more than happy. I kind of thought, well, yeah, I kind of felt I was putting myself in about a 4,500, 4,750 calorie deficit. The evidence at the moment is kind of saying, no, I've been in that 3,500 calorie deficit. But have I been in a bang on? No, because I did have that one maintenance week in there where I was just in 1,000 calories. So I don't know. I'm certainly in a 3,500 calorie deficit. Maybe my calorie burn, I always say I burn about 24,000 calories a week, 3,500 a day. Maybe it's 3,300. Maybe it's a little bit less than that. But anyway, I don't care. Why? Because I'm seeing really good, consistent results. Right, that's enough waffling on about my progress sheet. But yeah, like I say, if you want me to track your progress, and when you check in with me, so if my clients check in with me, with, you know, I fill in their progress sheet just like I've done mine, and then you get a little bit of feedback and a little bit of advice from me, you know, blah, blah, blah. If a client's progress sheet looks like that, apart from checking six, my job's very, very easy because they're absolutely on it. Checking six, I might have said to him, you know, what's changed? Is it just an anomaly? Do we get what's called a false negative? And that's what checking six was. It's a false negative. I've lost body fat. I've just gained some water retention, which is counterbalance scales. But anyway, if you want a progress sheet like that, you want to come with me, have me as your coach on your weight loss journey, get a sheet like that, and then get all your data filled in and help and support and advice. I'll put all the details, as always, in the description of this weekly weight loss vlog. Right, so what else do we need to talk about? I'm going to talk very, very quickly before I get into my food for last week. Maybe not this check-in, but my weekly weight loss vlogs are going to be from next Monday's fine. After that, they're going to be a little bit all over the place. I have got a manic, and I mean a manic now, 3 months coming up. And am I going to lose? This is why I was so focused on this point, the first 3 months of 2024. Because from now until July, I'm going to find it hard to consistently lose weight. Yeah? But that doesn't mean I'm going to consistently gain weight. My mission now, if I'm being totally honest with you, is if I'm the same weight on the 1st of July as I am now, I'm happy with that. Any more than that, if I see any sort of loss, that's just a bonus. Why? So this week now is my last full calorie deficit week in terms of being able to hit my ideal deficit plumb. Next week, on Friday, the 12th of April, I go on a stag do, which means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, fine. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to need to consume more calories. I'm going on a stag do. I'm not going to go on that stag do and sit there drinking water, right? That isn't going to happen. I come back from that stag do on the Monday. The Monday is going to be absolutely fine. I'm going to track, even though we're traveling back, I'm still going to be back into it, sticking to my ideal deficit, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that week. On the Saturday, me and my wife Rachel, we're going to New York, and this is kind of, everyone takes the mick out of us because they're like, this is like your 10th honeymoon. It's not, right? We've had a couple of holidays last year, and we were just like, yeah, it's kind of our honeymoon. They're not. This is kind of, we sort of said we always wanted to go to New York for our honeymoon, and we actually booked it for our first wedding anniversary in December, just gone. But we booked the flights. We never even looked at hotels or anything, and the price was just ridiculous. So, and when I say ridiculous, a hotel that would cost us £700-800 now, which is still quite a lot of money, was like a couple of £1,000 in December. And I was like, I must not paying that. That's just ridiculous. That was the first weekend of December. So I moved the flights. So I moved the flights to now. When I moved the flights, I didn't have the stag do book that is the week before. But the date that we've picked to go to New York is the only date I could have chosen where the price wasn't going to cost us any more. It just was the same price as what we'd already paid. So it was the date we picked. Anyway, I'm going to New York. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're actually back really late Wednesday night, stroke Thursday morning. So I've got 5 days there. So again, I'm going to New York. The Saturday, Sunday, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday ain't going to be weight loss. That is not going to be a focus. The focus is going to be exploring, hopefully, an absolutely amazing city. I'm back on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday that week. Back on calorie deficit, no worries. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday the following week. Again, calorie deficit, banking calories. But on that Friday, my wife's cousin is renewing her wedding vows to her husband, 10-year anniversary in Mexico. And before we moved the dates for New York and before I agreed on the stag do, we booked and paid to go to Mexico. So from Friday the 3rd of May up until the 10th of May or the 11th of May, I can't remember how, I think we're going for 7 or 8 days, can't quite remember. I'm going all inclusive on holiday. Again, weight loss is not going to happen that week. So I've got a lot of stuff that is just, it's just the way it's fallen. I wish it was more spaced out. I genuinely do, but it just is what it is. Where weight loss just isn't going to be a priority. Now, in between those little periods, like I say, next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to be calorie deficit. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm probably going to be calorie surplus. Over the week, I'm hoping for calorie maintenance. The week after, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, calorie deficit. Saturday, Sunday is going to be calorie surplus because we're going to be in New York for 2 days. But over the week, it's going to be calorie maintenance. So no fat loss, but no fat gain. The week after we get back, the following week is going to be calorie maintenance again, maybe even calorie surplus that week, a smidge. Why? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm in New York. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm back here. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be calorie deficit, but the first 3 days are going to be calorie surplus, but they're going to be, they could be quite heavy calorie surplus. I don't know. I honestly don't know. We'll have to see. The following week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, calorie deficit. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, calorie surplus. I'm in an all-inclusive. And then the following week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm in an all-inclusive. Saturday, back home. Sunday, back home. But I'm probably, if I'm going to be honest with you, that week, start my weight loss journey again on the Monday, which would be, I think, the 12th or 13th of May. That Saturday, 18th of May, we've got an all-day wedding. So again, it's something that's going to require a few more calories. So that week, probably going to be calorie maintenance. The week after that, should be calorie deficit. The week after that, we've got another all-day wedding for the stag do that I'm going on next week. 2 weeks after that, I'm then going to Benidorm to watch the Euros. So April, May, June is just mental. But out of all those weeks, I'm going to have 1 week that is going to be a calorie surplus, and that is that time in Mexico. And I am going to get a couple, like this week's a deficit week. Next week might end up being a little bit of a deficit week. I don't know. And the week after might be, I just don't know. But I'm not putting any pressure on myself. But over the next 12, 13 weeks, I'm going to be lucky to get 2 or 3 ideal deficits in. But the rest of the time, other than one surplus week, so the ideal deficit weeks will counterbalance the surplus weeks, and then the other weeks are just going to be maintenance weeks. It might seem daunting. I'm going to keep doing my weekly weight loss vlogs the best I can. They might be a day late here and there. One of them might be recorded in New York. I have no idea. One of them probably might be recorded also in Mexico. Again, I have no idea. But I'll keep you informed and we'll see where we get to. But that is why I've kind of coming to the end of my weight loss phase. This week, next week, calorie deficit. I'm going to weigh in a week Thursday. Hopefully see another nice loss. I'd like to be maybe minus 21, 22. And then the craziness happens. But 1st of July, we've got nothing on July, August, and I'm not going to have anything on. I've got no money to book any events or holidays or anything like that because we've literally will have used it up over the next couple of months. So being skint is quite good for weight loss in a way. And then I'll get my head back down. And like I say, if I'm minus 19 going into the 1st of July, I'll be well happy with that. Another 2 months, head down, and then I should get to around the minus 30 pound mark. That's what I'd like over July, August. We'll see where we get to. And if that is the case, you know, I'm happy then. That's kind of my, well, I've kind of set my goal on the sheet as being minus 252, which is bang on 18 stone. So I'm about, what am I away from that? I'm 18 pounds away from that. But I've set myself that target by the end of the year. I'm not bothered about losing weight very, very quickly, especially with, like I say, how busy the next few months are. Anyway, I'll keep up. Shall we get on to this week's food? Let's have a little look. It's been Easter. We've had some nice freedom. Right, so let's get my what am I getting up now? Let's get my calories up for let's get the old calories up for this week, and we'll have a whip through. I know I've talked about a lot of stuff there. I told you there's a lot of stuff to go through. Done me check-in, giving you a little update of now what's happening over the next couple of months. And I'm going to be totally honest, I'm going to try and check in every 2 weeks. I'm going to keep, you know, doing my vlogs, and we'll see. And hopefully at the end of it, I want you guys to see that even if life goes absolutely AWOL for a couple of, you know, or weight loss, sorry, goes AWOL for a couple of months, with a lot of overindulgent stuff coming up, you can still be in control of your weight. That is so, so important to understand. Right, let me get my week view up for last week. Here we go. Oh no, come on, Neil. You'll probably be able to see it now because I'll put it up. I can't see it. Right, there we go. Easter week. So I did go into Easter week. Originally, it was going to be a standard deficit week. I've been trying to, you know, an ideal deficit week. Why? Because, like I say, I've just talked and let you know exactly what's happening over the next few months, where it's going to be a really crazy time, especially for weight loss. So really, other than that week off, with the kind of weight loss break I had 2 weeks ago, I didn't really want another one, but circumstances change. And this is the beauty of the way I coach weight loss and the way I do it. You can make your calories work for you, right? You know, if I was sticking to 12 sins a day, that's not going to happen. If I was doing keto, that's not going to happen. But we ended up with Rachel's cousin and her husband, who we're going to see renew their wedding vows in Mexico. They came up over the weekend. And we ended up going out. We ended up having a few drinks. And then Easter Sunday, I'd already planned on having a bit of a higher calorie day. Anyway, normally that would be in with my ideal deficit, but I decided to take another semi-weight loss break just to take the pressure off. And as you can see there, I still banked a decent amount of calories during the week. I banked 555 Monday, 285 Tuesday, 624 Wednesday, 299 Thursday, and 290 Friday. Not the best banking week, I'll be honest with you, but I still banked a good few calories. And then I actually gave myself the same allowance as I did 2 weeks ago when I had a weight loss break. And I think I went 2,600 over. So in my head, I was like, you've got 2,000, the number at the bottom where it says total minus 2,600, which was what I did week ending, which will have been week commencing like the 13th, no, 11th of March, something like that, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, minus 2,600. As you can see there, I've ended up minus 1,597. So even if my deficit is not quite the size I thought it was, worst case scenario is last week, I'm in a 2,000 calorie deficit. That is still enough to lose half a pound of body fat. And I fully enjoyed myself. What did I fully enjoy myself on eating? What did I eat? Well, let's go through. Last Monday at breakfast, do you know what? I had one of these. I've done a little post on these on TikTok actually. These are $5.99 I think on TikTok Shop at the moment for 12. They're absolutely delicious. If you head over to my TikTok, go and get yourself a box. The Warrior Raw protein flapjacks. I really love them as a quick on-the-go breakfast. Anyway, last Monday, I just had half of one of those and a banana for my breakfast. Rachel had the same. For my lunch, I had my kimchi noodles with chicken, tenderloin, broccoli, and sweet corn. Protein shake for dinner. What did I have? Oh, I did my bacon and mushroom carbonara last Monday night. Absolutely love it. Bag of crisps, protein bar in bed. My eating during the week is pretty boring, I think, to be honest with you. What did I have on? Oh, do you know what? I've got a little addiction at the moment. I love cereal, right? I do, and I might have talked about this before in my weekly vlogs. I've certainly talked about it before within my community and on lives on social media and stuff. So I love cereal. I don't apologise for that. There's nothing wrong with having the odd bowl of cereal. It does not cause you any health issues whatsoever. But it's not the most filling or the most nutritional foods in the world. So although I used to eat cereal 6-7 times a week for my breakfast when I was 37 stone, now I have it once a week on a Sunday morning. But I still every now and then have some sort of... Now, when I say cereal, I'm talking sugary cereal. I'm talking Frosties. I'm talking Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. I'm talking Cocoa Pops, right? There are certain cereals that... I'm not saying they're the healthiest thing in the world, but they're certainly not the unhealthiest thing in the world. I love fruit and fibre. I love Weetabix. I class that as a cereal. And I'm also really into, at the moment, these Harvest Moon from Aldi. They're like mini shredded wheats. They did them years ago. Kellogg's probably still do. They used to do with raisins in, but Aldi do them with blueberries in. I absolutely love them. And I find them quite filling. Although they've not got loads of protein in, I find them quite filling. So I had that last Tuesday morning. And I've had that I had it this morning. And I literally have a banana on it. Right, so I found bananas. I've been eating a lot of bananas since the new year. I find them really filling. I find them really, really filling. So if I fancy a bit of cereal during the week, I'll tend to keep to a healthier cereal, not the healthiest cereal, like a bit healthier cereal, Weetabix, bran flakes or fruit and fibre or something like that. Right, and I just slice up a full banana on there, a little bit of honey, bit of milk, absolutely delicious. Anyway, that was last week's thingy bobbles. What did I have for lunch? My nasi goreng fried rice. I've done a video on that on my social media, TikTok, Instagram Reels. Go and check it out. Absolutely delicious. Afternoon snack, protein shake on Tuesday. Tea, my little addiction. I've talked about these before. Chicken Kievs from Aldi. Absolutely banging. With roasted new potatoes, broccoli and sweet corn. Protein bar, bag of crisps in bed. Last Wednesday, I had the same as what I had on Monday. Half for one of them and a banana. I had my nasi goreng fried rice again for my lunch. Love a bit of repetitive eating. Didn't have an afternoon snack on Wednesday. Didn't have a protein shake. I was just mega busy. I had my lunch a bit late. I always tell, people use being busy as such an excuse to not lose weight. Life's just too busy at the moment. Life being busy is a great support tool for weight loss. Why? It distracts you from food. I was absolutely manic last Wednesday. I was running around like a blue horsefly trying to get bits done. And before I knew it, it was 6 o'clock at night. It's time for tea. I'd not had my mid-afternoon protein shake. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm missing out on getting a good hit of protein into my diet, but it also saved me 200 calories. Last Wednesday night for tea, I had my mum round. And Aldi have got these cod fillet in sourdough breadcrumbs. In the freezer section, they are huge. 400 calories each, I think. Yeah, and they're amazing. And I did homemade chips, air fried chips, and some tin mushy peas and fish chips and peas, homemade. 893 calories, massive portion, absolutely delicious. If I had a full tin of mushy peas, if you had half a tin of mushy peas and I had 300 grams of potatoes, you could have had 200 grams of potatoes. Rachel had 200 grams of potatoes and half a tin of mushy peas. That would save you over 200 calories, which would make that 893 calorie tea. It would take it down to like 680 calories for fish chips and peas. Absolutely delicious. And then I always have to do a little bit. My mum loves a dessert, so I did a little bit of a dessert. I just had a little bit of no added sugar, strawberry angel delight. Again, absolutely delicious. Last Thursday, back on the old protein pancakes last Thursday, yogurt, fruit, all the business. Dinner was at a Subway, actually. And do you know what? It was actually good, but I really struggled with my calories after that. And I think that's why I struggled to bank a good amount of calories on Thursday. Why? Because my Subway 6-inch sub, I had the new garlic cheesesteak sub on herb and cheese bread. It was delicious. It wasn't the tiniest thing in the world, but 27 grams of protein, 3.9 grams of fiber, not bad, but the portion size just wasn't that big. And yeah, I ended up very, very hungry throughout the day, and I really, really struggled, and I started then nibbling a little bit. We also went on a 4.5 mile walk on Thursday afternoon, so maybe that didn't help. You know, I didn't have much what I would call good filling fuel for lunch, and then went on a 4.5 mile walk afterwards, which took us about an hour and a half. During that walk, I had a bit of a hypo. I'm not diabetic whatsoever. My blood sugars are fantastic. I am a non-diabetic hypoglycemic, which basically means I'm just prone sometimes to my blood sugars dropping, especially if I have a quite high carb, low protein lunch, which my Subway was. Doing some exercise straight after that, or a good bit of movement, I had a bit of a hypo, which just means my blood sugars drop. Now, when my blood sugars drop, two main issues. Number one, hunger. Number two, fatigue. I can feel a bit tired, a bit lethargic, but the worst one is hunger. You get these hunger strikes. And when I say hunger strikes, oh my God, I feel like if I was going to do an eating challenge, I want a hypo first, right? Now, obviously, if you're type 1 diabetic, hypos can be really, really serious. For me, it just means I get really, really hungry. Little bit lightheaded, nothing major, and I get a bit of fatigue. And it is kind of a bit of a sugar crash, really. Even though I've not had something stupidly high glycemic for my lunch, I haven't. It was sort of more mid-glycemic. I'm just prone to them every now and then. What was the effects of that? Well, the effects of that was going to a shop in the next village that we walked through and demolishing a Twix. Why? Sugar. Needed to raise my blood sugars up. Quick release. I demolished a Twix. All counted. And it was obviously for medicinal purposes. What else did I have? And then when I got home from that walk, I then had some peanuts and a protein shake as well. So where I normally have about 170, 180 calories for my afternoon snack, I had 500. So again, that's eating into my bank calories. Tea, jacket potato, cheese and beans. Absolutely banging. Jacket potato, cheese and beans for tea on Thursday, and then bag of crisps and a protein bar in bed on Thursday night. Right, let's get through the boring stuff. Friday, start of the bank holiday. Even though it was bank holiday on Friday, I still worked. So I didn't really treat it as a day off, but we did go for a KFC at tea as a little sort of welcome to the weekend. And I was having 3 days off this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So welcome to the sort of weekend. So for lunch, I had protein porridge. For breakfast, I had protein porridge. For lunch, I had a ramen bowl with prawns in. One of my clients, Fiona, said, have it with prawns instead of chicken, try it. I did, and it was absolutely delicious. So one of my Mr. Noodles kimchi noodle bowls, prawns, sweet corn, broccoli, lovely. Just had a few peanuts, actually, as an afternoon snack on Friday. KFC, fillet burger, chicken drumstick, a box meal, basically. Fillet burger, chicken drumstick, regular fries, gravy, Pepsi Max is 1,000 calories from KFC. I don't even think it's that bad. I'm not saying it's the healthiest food in the world. And then evening snacks, I had one bag of salt and vinegar squares and I had 2 bottles of Coors on the couch playing my Xbox. Welcome to the weekend. Lovely. Saturday morning. So we went for a day of convenience on Saturday morning. I was going to the gym. So I went to the gym and had a banana before going to the gym. And then I got a Greggs bacon butty on the way back. Absolutely delicious. Then we went out for lunch with Rachel's cousin and a fella and the kids. And I had we went to like a little independent place for food, but it was called Peri Peri Chicken Frit. It was absolutely, it was like Cajun or like peri peri salted chips with like chicken done in kind of a peri sauce, but it was kind of like on a skillet with onions, peppers, chicken. It was 795 calories. It had the calories on the menu, and it was absolutely delicious. So I had that for lunch with 2 pints of Moretti. And then we finished that. We come home. We went to our local pub, had another few pints. Then came home, had some pizza, had some Pringles, and another few pints as well, or a few bottles of beer watching the footy. So it was a really good day. So as you can see there, Saturday was a big calorie day, 4,780 calories. And then Sunday, it was Easter. I had a hot cross bun for my breakfast and 2 crumpets. No, I didn't. Sorry, I had half hot cross bun, 1 crumpet, and I had some cereal for my breakfast. It was all about the carbs on Sunday morning after a few beers. We went for a McDonald's for lunch. Afternoon snack, we got tucked into my Cadbury's egg, which was the Cadbury's Fingers infusion egg. Absolutely, wow. It was unreal how good it was. It was so, so good. For tea on Sunday night, we just had a bacon and egg sandwich. Dead simple, dead straightforward. And then evening snacks, we had a bit more egg and some crisps, and that was my Sunday for 4,370 calories. Healthy week, yeah. Monday to Friday to Friday lunchtime, quite happy. A good bit of nutrition going in there. Quite a bit of fruit with breakfast. A lot of bananas eating. A lot of apples eating. I don't think I said. To be honest with you, I didn't even mention it, but every afternoon I've been having a protein shake. I've also been having a pink lady apple as well, just to get a bit of nutrition in. Lots of veggies with most of my teas and stuff like that. Like I had that bacon and mushroom carbonara, but I had 100 grams of tender stem broccoli with it. I don't really go into the boring stuff too much. Healthy weekend? Absolutely not. Extremely unhealthy, but all within calories, so I'm more than happy with that. And health isn't about individual days. You know, I had a health test or a health checkup at the doctor's. I get my bloods done privately quite often anyway, but I went to the doctor's. I'm on prescription meds for my arthritis. And last time I went for my bloods done for my prescription meds, they did a little health check. Everything come back good. Blood pressure, blood sugar, everything. All good. So more than happy. Everything's good. So yeah, that was my week's eating, and in a little bit of a surplus, but again, not bothered. Still in a deficit. Had a bit of food freedom. Had a good weekend, and yeah, more than happy, and all nice and in control. And I suppose I was celebrating a little bit as well this weekend because, like I say, I set myself that target. And I have no issues with that kind of work and reward mentality. It's why we go on holiday. It's why we drive, or we treat ourselves to a new car or a new top or something like that. If you work hard, you deserve to, obviously how you look at the work and reward thing is different in certain scenarios. But for me personally, I graft hard in my job. I work long hours. I try and put the effort in where I can. And hopefully I can then have a little bit of disposable income to do things that I really enjoy. I love traveling. I love going on holiday. It's something that really drives me in terms of focus. It's something I really enjoy. I like seeing parts of the world. And, just over the next 6 weeks, I'm going to Poland, never been there before, really looking forward to that. Going to New York, never been there before, really looking forward to that. And then going to Mexico, have been to Mexico before, but not been to the area in where we're going. We're flying into Cancun, but we're an hour north of Cancun Airport, whereas we've always stayed about an hour south of Cancun Airport. So again, it's just seeing different areas, different bits and pieces. I love it. And it's one of the reasons, or one thing, I have many things that motivate me to work, namely my mortgage and my council tax, I suppose, but it's one of the reasons why, You know, I do work hard. And that's the same with food, you know. Again, Monday to Friday, I get my head down, I bank my calories, and that allows me to then enjoy a nice pizza at the weekend or fish and chips, or having a bit more food freedom like I have done this weekend just gone. Right, let's have a look. I've sent the screenshots over to me. Excuse me for dropping my pencil. Right, let's have a look. Where we're at, 41 minutes. I always write down so I can, when I'm editing the video and I'm putting in these screenshots, you can see what's what. Anyway, let's have a look at the old steps. Steps. Come on. Yes, so 25th to the 31st of March, over Easter weekend. Did I say happy Easter to you? Anyway, happy belated Easter if I didn't say that. I can't remember now. Steps were amazing, actually. I talked about this morning on my, I've done like, on my, if you're part of my community or on my one-to-one plan, again, all details in description. If you want to come and get on board, I do 2 weekly weight loss coaching lives. And today's weekly weight loss coaching live, I talked about summarising my last 3 months. It's always good to look back at what you've done over the last 3 months, pick out the good bits to make sure you continue with them, and then just look at any improvements you could possibly make so you can progress and improve on your journey. I was saying one thing I've been quite conscious of doing, I've not really talked about it loads, but I always set myself a target of 10,000 steps on average. That's 70,000 steps Monday to Friday. Monday to Sunday, right? 7 days, 10,000, 10 times 7, 70,000. And it doesn't matter when you do those steps. Look at that graph there. Some days are less than others. And I had one day there, even though I averaged 12,170 steps over the week, I had a day there where I was, yesterday, Sunday, chilling my beans a little bit, where I think I was about 7,500 steps, something like that. So it's what we do over a week. But what I've been sort of trying to do is hit my 70,000 by Saturday. Get it boxed off a day early. Just get it boxed off a day early. And then whatever you do on Sunday is simply a bonus. Now, to do 70,000 steps by Saturday, that is basically averaging just over 11,000 steps a day. So it's a bit of a push. It's doing a bit more. But, as you can see there, like Thursday, we did that 4.5 mile walk. So I was at like 16,000 steps on Thursday. The rest of the week, over 10,000. I think the lowest day was Friday, but just from memory, you can't quite see it, but Saturday, I think I was at 13,000. Monday, I was at 14,000, 16,000 on Thursday, 12,500 on Wednesday. So well above that 10,000 average. And I'd done over, I think I'd done over 11. I think I'd done something like 80,000 steps by the end of play on Saturday. And then the fact not yesterday, because I'm getting confused, it's Tuesday, not Monday. Sunday, if I'd done 2,000 steps, it didn't matter. I've done them. Take the pressure off. So I've been kind of conscious of doing that. But well happy with my steps last week. 12,170 on average. Really, really good. And as always, in the gym, hitting the workouts. I went to the gym 5 times last week. So Monday, Tuesday, strength training. And then Wednesday, I did cardio. I did half an hour on the bike and about 15, 20 minutes on the cross trainer, classed as elliptical. Not elliptical. It's not just the moon blocking the sun, Neil. No, classed as elliptical on Apple Watch. There we go. Got there in the end. So a bit of a cardio day on Wednesday. Didn't go to the gym on Thursday. Did that nice walk instead, and then went Friday, Saturday again back into the old strength training. So there we go. That's the that was last week, and it was a good week. Great check-in. Very happy. 5.2 pound loss on the scales. Semi weight loss break. 1,500 calories over my ideal deficit, but at least 2,000 calories still in a deficit. So had a really nice Easter weekend, and will have still lost some body fat. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All good. focus this week, ideal deficit. Like I say, this week is probably going to be my last week until July where I hit my ideal deficit. I have got to be honest with you, I think from the 20th of May to the 27th, that is a week where at the moment we've got absolutely nothing on, right? It is bank holiday weekend. Well, the Monday's a bank holiday, but we've got nothing on. But still, you know, although weight loss might not be a focus or I don't mean it's not going to be a focus. My weight loss journey is always a focus. And like I say, I'm going to carry on doing these weekly weight loss vlogs. And I think this period of time is going to be more important because I do these vlogs for accountability for myself. You know, a bit of accountability, a bit of, you know, when I'm talking to you guys about what I've done, I'm actually kind of also talking to myself about what I've done so I can see what I've done and have a look and if there's, you know, any need for any improvement anywhere. But I will keep on with the vlogs. I'm going to keep on with the weigh-ins and I'll keep showing you my progress sheet and see where we go to. If I end up the same weight in July as I was on the 1st of Jan, will I be annoyed with myself? Yeah, because there really is no need to end up there. There really isn't. Like I say, I've gone through it. Out of all the weeks, 12 weeks, 1 week will be a full weight loss break, calorie surplus. And that's kind of that pretty much full week in Mexico. Doesn't mean I'm going to track, and you'll see that. You know, I'll put my week diary up. You'll see when I've not tracked because it will be blank. Right, those days will be blank. But yeah, we'll do it. I know I'll do it, and these vlogs will actually really help me do it because I don't want to let you guys down, and I know I'm not, but you know, I do want me to be your kind of inspiration. I want to show you that life might get hectic. Life might take over. Certainly, this can be very common around summertime when we've got a lot more social events, but it doesn't mean your journey needs to go in the bin. And if you don't lose any weight for 3 months, but you maintain losses you've created last 3 months, you're still well on the journey. You're doing fantastic. Why? Because most of us lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight. That is it. That is the rhythm we get into. Whereas really it should be lose weight, maintain if weight loss isn't the priority, and then when weight loss will be the priority, lose weight, maintain, lose weight. And if you do that, you're going to have a very successful weight loss journey. Right, that's it for today. Thank you very much. Any comments, any subscribes, anything like that, you know, to YouTube is always appreciated. Tell your friends, tell your family. Again, the more support you can give me, the more content I can create. And I really do appreciate it. Any comments, any questions, get them in as always. And as I've said a couple of times in this vlog, if you want me to be your weight loss coach, if you want me to show you how to navigate through a busy period, still lose weight, that's what I do. You know, that's what my clients get from me. You want one of those progress sheets, then all the details, as always, will be in the description. Now, until next time, next week at some point, make sure you boss your weight loss.